Yes, today we're going to be talking about Cherriots. Pros and cons time. Yeah, this video's kinda random and really late. Back in February, if you can read that, I decided to try out Cherriots, and this is the day pass for that. And I have some thoughts and opinions. This video will not be covering what Cherriots is or any information, nerdy or not, about Cherriots. If you want to find out more, I will leave a link in the description to the Cherriots website if you want to hunt through their website. Firstly, let's go over my pros for the system. The first thing I want to show you is how expansive they are. I have these booklets for local and regional. I'd like to open these up. These have maps inside them. Well, this is the local service map. I don't know, well, you can see that with my arm in the way. This is just in the Salem area. So there are 3 transit centers, West Salem, Downtown, and Kaiser transit centers. And as you see, that's quite a bit of bus routes. So Salem's population is still under 200,000, so I consider this pretty good. And some areas up near Kaiser are quite rural, so everything gets pretty good service. But now I'd like to show you the regional map. And here's your regional map, connecting places like Wilsonville, Mill City, which I've never even heard of, Staten, Monmouth, Dallas. It doesn't go all the way to Texas though. It also goes to Woodburn and Silverton, and it connects to other transit agencies like Yamhill County Transit off to McMinnville, and it even connects with the West in Wilsonville, the 1X. It's also very clean, and the fleet has been transitioning away from diesel fuel for a while. Over the last few years, Cherriots has been transitioning to natural gas for their fuel for buses, and they have lots of natural gas gilligs. I also like that the announcements on the buses tell you the transfer locations and exactly what routes to transfer to. Every transit company should do this. Looking at you, Seattle.
Now approaching River Road at Shimano. Transfer point for round 14.
While we're talking about the announcements, I also find it interesting that it uses the same Paul voice that TriMet uses. These are the 2 transit systems I know of to use the Paul voice, and they're both in Oregon. It also seems to me that Cherriots has quite a few high-frequency routes. Considering it's a city under 200,000 people, a decent chunk of routes run every 15 minutes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I appreciate that Cherriots isn't afraid to branch into partially rural territory so long as it means connecting to a destination on the other side. They're not really afraid to serve that. I also like the big screen at the Downtown Transit Center that gives you a large list of departures and when they leave the Downtown Transit Center. Definitely a nice handy feature that I would like to see at TriMet stations. Now time for the dislikes. Firstly, the fare system. Oh my god, it's bad. The fare boxes will not accept anything but an absolutely crisp $1 bill. You put anything slightly crumpled, it will not accept it. I found that out the hard way. I was the dummy that was getting on the bus and couldn't get his $3.25 into the fare card machine because my dollar bills were all rolled up. The bus operator had to reach over, take my money, and feed it in himself. It was embarrassing, and I was standing there for a good minute or 2 just trying to get a friggin' bus ticket. But what's cool is it gives you this little thing once you finally manage to get the dollar bills into the machine. And you'll notice there's a magnetic stripe on the back, which is a little weird, but yeah, this is your day pass. I paid for the day pass. And well, a lot of the information on the back has been scrubbed off because this was back in February, but yeah, pretty interesting until it comes time to transfer to a different bus. Just show them the back, right? It gives you the time and everything. Yeah, no. You can't just show them the time on the back like you could with an old TriMet ticket. Nope. You have to swipe the card across the reader, and it says swipe with this side facing you. And it's not labeled anywhere on the fare box machines. You just I don't even remember which way you swipe it. I think you go this way, across the corner of the fare box, and it'll beep or whatever telling you that it's a valid fare. Is looking at a time not enough? What is this? This feels like 25-year-old technology that Cherriots is for some reason holding on to. Might be time for an upgrade. Hi, it's a completely different day, and well, it turns out I made this video several weeks ago and I haven't posted it because I had some other videos coming out first. And yeah, I've made some mistakes. So it's time to fix my own video before it even was released. So the original version of today's video was, well, it's a little embarrassing to watch, and it's kind of funny because a lot of this information is going to be outdated very soon. I will tell you exactly how soon. But I'm going to leave the entire original version of this video in the description below, but just know that a lot of the information in it is outdated. So, the world's worst fare system is being upgraded, and I will talk about that momentarily, but I assume they're still going to keep the paper tickets for a while in case you are just boarding the bus with cash. They'll probably keep that on there, and so the fare system is still going to exist like this. But I'll talk about some of the things that have been improved shortly. But now for the first hilarious clip. In order to ride the bus, you shouldn't be forced into carrying dollar bills and coins. It's not 1995 anymore. Let's get with it. Well, now cash is just an option. Because, for those that don't know, Cherriots has signed on with UMO, which I don't even know if I'm pronouncing right. I probably am. Hopefully am. UMO provides a lot of different transit things. I can do a whole separate video talking about it, but one of the main things they provide is a contactless fare system, and they have an app where you can pay your fare on there too and show your phone to the readers. So there is now going to be a way to pay without cash. So all I had to do was about 5 seconds of research, and I would have found that out. But the rest of the cons that I had are pretty much still relevant, so I'll show those to you now. Another thing that bugs me, and it's the same deal with seemingly some, if not all, the C-Tran routes now. It says approaching at every single stop.
Now approaching Lock Haven at River Road. Now approaching River Road at Dearborn. Now approaching River Road at Shimala. Now approaching.
Is it not enough to just list the name of the stop? Was next stop too generic? It gets on my nerves hearing approaching and then the street name every few seconds. At least it announces every single stop name, unlike TriMet.
Stop requested.
Also, what's up with the whole spiel at the very beginning of the route? Everything it says should pretty much be common sense, and it doesn't really need to be said. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll play you a clip of it. At the beginning of every single bus route, you hear this.
Welcome to Cherriots. You are riding Route 19, wrong way, River Road, to downtown Transit Center. For your safety, be seated when seats are available, and remain seated throughout your trip. This bus may stop suddenly in an emergency. Be careful when entering and exiting the bus. Use the handrails for assistance.
It also surprises me that Cherriots hasn't built a BRT line yet. They're surrounded by 2 cities, kind of 3 cities, which have built BRT. Eugene, Portland, and Vancouver, Washington. On that same token, Cherriots does not have any articulated buses. I do not know if there are any routes busy enough to warrant articulated buses, but they're usually nice to have in the fleet, especially since a number of miles south in Eugene, there are articulated buses, and not just for their BRT line. Some city buses are articulated, something both Salem and Portland could take note of. And now I'm back again. Well, now for easily the most hilarious paragraph ever. So, time to debunk this. Let's fix the fare system. Maybe it might be time to move on to a contactless card payment system. Well, Salem's getting a contactless payment system. It's the same one Eugene has. It's Yumo. And I just downloaded the Yumo app earlier today at the time of me filming this, which was literally just days before the video came out. Today's July 28th. I'm going to have to put this together really fast. But, yes, that's the deal here. They are getting a contactless fare system, finally. In the old video, I went on this sort of rant about the existing fare system and about how it's annoying that you can't buy certain fares, or you can't buy an all-day pass for the 1X, or you can't get this all-inclusive fare that just covers everything. Well, guess what? They're fixing that too. Because starting on August 1st, that's the day Yumo goes live on the Cherriots buses, starting August 1st, all fare prices will be $3.25 for the day. That's it. There is no more local fare, regional fare, and 1X fare. It's all one flat fare. So here's a sentence that was also from that video that I think highlights some of the problems with the whole cash and paper ticket issue, and why I think it'll be so much better with Yumo. This is not an advertisement for Yumo, but I'm very excited that they're getting a contactless fare system. Watch this. You wonder why there aren't more videos of Salem on this channel? I really like Salem. I enjoy going to Salem, but I don't enjoy this. I don't feel like dealing with fare technology that's older than I am. So I'm going to be honest with you, I might be recording some videos on Salem's buses because it's going to be so much easier than dealing with 3 different types of fares, all with cash and these paper tickets that you have to swipe properly, and what a disaster. This is going to be so much better. I will very likely be back. So now I'll play you the old ending paragraph because it was also a tad bit embarrassing because, again, I made a very, very, very large deal in this video about the fares. But before I completely go and let you watch that outro paragraph, don't forget I've linked in the description the unlisted video, the original version of this particular video, before I did any 5 seconds of research on the fact that Cherriots is getting Yumo stuff. So anyways, on to the ending. So, in conclusion, fix the janky fare system, extend the west trains to Salem, possibly create new passenger rail between Portland Union Station and Salem via the existing Amtrak route, but more trains and less Amtrak-ish. Do all of that, and I really do think you'll have a lot more visitors going to the Capitol, or a lot more workers going to the Capitol building, or whatever, via transit. If you make it easier, if you make it more inviting to use your transit system, people will use it. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.